And we're live with a messy bed as always. I don't make my bed anymore. Before I go live, I used to. Well, relatively, you know. But here we are. Here we are. I have nothing to talk about. This title is very like. This is a very clickbaity title in my terms because I don't know what to talk about. I don't have anything to talk about. But maybe I should have just done like free live readings again. But I don't want to do readings. I do want to talk though. I do want to talk about decks. You know, some of the lowest points in tarot deck publications. You know, let's go into that. You know, and just in I don't know what else. I'm trying to keep it loose and free and somewhat witchy. No, not witchy because I don't know. I don't know what it means to be witchy. What is a witch? How does one become a witch? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're not going to get into that because then I'm going to get into some fights. No. I'm going to say something I don't mean. We're not going to do that. But in honor of, well, I mean, I think this whole channel is in some way, shape, or form in honor of the one and only, the mother, the goddess, she herself, Florence Welch, Florence and Machine. That's what we're here for. That's what we've been put on this earth for. That's what I'm listening to in my earbuds right now because why not? My niece and nephew are also here, so if there's noises in the background or if I have to step out because they are trying to get my attention, sorry ahead of time. So yeah, I also feel something tickling my nostrils. I don't know what it is, but it bothers me. Maybe I need to trim. Maybe I need to work on something. I need something to better handle my beard because it's just I don't know if you can tell, it's just scruff. It's just out of the way. Anyways, no. It really like is an understatement. Okay. I'm putting it out there right now. Um, it's not really like it's more than that. It's beyond that. It's transcendental. She's above me. She's above all of us. She never misses. She stays in her lane. Each album, a bop. Okay. Absolutely. To be even breathing the same atmosphere that she's in, it's really, I do love her so much though. Hello, Pinky Lee. Hello, Gail, you better take that back right now. Gail. We about to fight, Gail. Where you at? Where you at? I will go to your place. Square up. Hello, Pinky Lee. Your first live. Hello. Well, welcome. Hopefully chat behaves and is nice and welcoming. I'm just kidding. Chat is usually chill. So yeah. I can't believe he doesn't even say hi. He doesn't even say, hi, how are you? How have you been? No, straight up just sees my title and says, okay, I see the assignment. I wasn't even taking the title isn't even serious. It's just anyways. So, here we go. I should have done free live readings and it'd be like, okay, if you guys want a free reading or if you guys want a reading, you guys have to buy Dance Fever and stream it and show me a screenshot of it and then you can get a reading. But missed opportunity, you know. So yeah, but anyways, how How are you doing, Annika? Who else is in the chat? I have nothing. Again, I am very unprepared. I have nothing to talk about. Hello, Rose Honey Ritual. RHR for short. I wonder what your I want to see what your icon is. Oh, it's a little face. He probably did. That messy bitch. Let me see here. Let me get a good look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. If you see me rubbing my nose a lot, it's because, again, there's something tickling it. I don't know what it is. Anyways, but he probably did. He probably did just leave. It's from a movie from the 80s. Oh, what is it? Is that like... Oh, and he says hi to... Okay. Okay. I get it. The movie's called Liquid Sky. I'm going to look this up. Liquid Sky. I've never heard of this. What? What is this, honey? 3 stars. It's probably going to be like the best movie ever. Independent science fiction film directed by Salva Zuckerman. I don't know. Starring Anne Carlisle, Polly Shepard. Whoa. Produced with a budget of $500,000 and grossed 1.7 million worldwide. Okay, work. Hello, Gail. Hi. Debating if I should go out tonight. Let's see. I'm trying to think of, like, do you have going out money? You know. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you, Gail. Go out, have fun, honestly. If you can, do it. No, on the other hand, no. I'm very anti. I don't go out like that. I can't handle it. I don't know why. For literally, yeah. I do, and I went out last night. Maybe no, then save your money. You'll need it for Saturday. Right? Right? What are you gonna wear? If anything, I'm just kidding. No. No. That was off-brand for me. Dead air. The dead air. Let's see. Should Gail go out tonight? You know what it's gonna say already. So. Oh, you should. Look at that. Do it. Go out. Put yourself out there. You got it. And look, I didn't even have to shuffle a million times. I only shuffled like twice. You're lucky. I kept it short. I kept it quick. Go for it, Gail. But after I'm done going live. I'm just kidding. After 3 hours. Let's see. Get dressed, go out. Absolutely. Sounds like I have plans. Exactly. What do you do when you go out? It's like, what? You just go out and drink? Gosh. I don't get it. I just don't get, like, it's very, I guess I'm just so much of an introvert homebody that I just can't handle going out, you know. But I will say that when I do get drunk, you know, I get more comfortable. And I do talk more, you know, very much like how I am here, you know, but in person, IRL, which makes me wonder what I'd be like if I drank and went live, you know. Ugh, gross. So I love meeting new people. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. I don't hate meeting new people. No. I hate meeting new people in person. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, extrovert, disgusting, gross. This is an anti-extrovert live stream channel here. If you're an extrovert, unfollow me right now. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. Oh, she's back. Let's see. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. I mean, absolutely. I mean, a lot of it's like, yeah, you can get a lot of the answers from, from the tarot just as much as you can from prayer, So yeah, absolutely in agreement with that in a weird way. Let's see. I'm sober, so I don't go out often, but I love to view karaoke and dance. You see, I feel like I couldn't dance. No, I can't dance. But yeah. I like how like they kind of come in here and like, I don't know if what Tarot Destroyer's goal is here, but point is that I like to see the crossings and the intersections of tarot and Christianity, because there's a lot of Christian influences here. Kind of. I'm gonna consider it a pet. I'm gonna consider Tarot Destroyer a pet. So don't stress it out, because then it'll start over grooming and hurt itself. That account was created yesterday. You have to. Oh, really? They've been on like long before, right? They just pop in and preach. Yeah. I got one comment and I said, and I left and I replied with a comment, a very like super, sarcastic comment. Like I was like, oh my God, yes, I totally see the light. I'm a Christian. I'm full on a Christian now. I'm deleting my channel and I'm getting rid of all my decks. I believe in Jesus. I accept Jesus in my heart, whatever. And they didn't respond. They didn't even give me a thumbs up, no nothing. I'm like, you see, I tell you what you want, and nothing, not even a good job, not even that's good to hear. Okay, fine. Okay, Mary. The name was Mary on there. And I'm like, all right, Mary, just okay, don't appreciate my possible conversion back to full-on Christianity. But obviously I was joking. But yeah, but yeah, Tarot Destroyer doesn't really stay in for long. Or I don't think they do. I don't know, they just show up and then yeah. Oh. Because again, I mean, either way, they have to. Hopefully, they got a good ad. If my monetization wasn't limited, seems like it's not. Let's see. It probably was. Knowing my luck. Oh no, we're still good. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing Gucci. She's monetized. She's getting that ad revenue, if any. And we're vibing. We're thriving. And shuffling cards. So what now? How is everyone doing? What's going on with y'all? What's the tea? Let's maybe try and attempt to answer this question. Maybe that deck shouldn't have been published. Which honestly, it's very hard to point out which. I'm gonna start off and say Japaritse. I think that deck I'm just kidding. No, I can't say that for sure. I just feel no, it shouldn't have. Look around. Let me think of something, because I don't have any on hand that I'm like, maybe that shouldn't have been printed. I'm trying to think. Maybe any Doreen Virtue decks, but that's like low hanging fruit. Like, let's try and look at anything new, or anything that's going on right now, Yeah, but why Japanese? Yeah, that's where I can't get it, like the why, because I'm just so used to like overly not criticizing a deck, It's like, oh, if you don't, that's a very common thing in the tarot world. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But when it comes to like critiquing a tarot deck, it's like, So a lot of the imagery, because it's so lenient on, okay, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about White Japanese, First of all, the name. Like, girl, if you don't give me a good pronunciation for your name in the US market, like, honey, like, I don't like Japaridge, like, girl. Or is it even, or how do you even pronounce the J if that's how you pronounce it? Is it Japaridze? Like it's French, right? But it's like, I'm sure people would be like, it's pronounced like this, and we're like, that's absolutely not how it should be spelt then. But that's just one thing. That's just part one. Okay, part one. I'm not a big fan of decks where you can't pronounce the name. Yeah, but that's the artist name. Yeah. It's their last name. So I'm like, who named them? Who? All last names? Who first? Who? Do you think last names come around like they're like, oh, I'm gonna name myself this, and it's gonna be spelled like this? It's like, who does that? Who has the time? Who? Why? you know? I think the artist is a she, identifies as she. I'm not sure. I don't follow them. But that's one thing. But let's get into the meat of it. Let's get into the imagery here. So, for the most part, what it suffers from is a lot of. It looks like a Rider-Waite-Smith design of a card, but really isn't. So, like, I think there's a card, like, I think it's the Four of Cups, and they're in a boat, and it really makes you think like Six of Swords in that way. But I think that's mostly to blame for how we've learned so much to rely on the imagery of the Rider-Waite-Smith to learn the meanings of the cards and to like identify a card instinctually off of certain things. Like, we know Six of Swords, oh, there's going to be a boat there, and if there isn't a boat, like, what is, or any card that has a boat is going to be the Six of Swords. It's like, no, uh but so there's that. One of the biggest issues that I have with it as well, and there's more to this in terms of like, the patriarchy and masculinity in itself. Georgian, what is it, girl? What is the truth? If you can't pronounce the name, it sounds like you probably no. It sounds like I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if it doesn't have, if there, at least how do you pronounce it then? How do you pronounce it? Tell me how. But how do we know she adheres to the Rider-Waite-Smith, especially from, right? No, if you look at the cards, a lot of them, like if you look at the Two of Wands, you're gonna be like, oh, that's a very Two of Wands. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have a boat. There are people that lose their minds. Hello, Benabel. It's yeah. It's like, what else? I think like the Four of Pentacles, I think, is like a person like with puppet strings or whatever, right? Or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look at you know what? Let's look up the imagery, because I got rid of the deck long ago, so I don't have it on hand, and I'm not really fully familiar. What I did like of the deck was the court cards, but that's kind of like most of the time what I like about certain tarot decks. So like, let's see, like, okay, like the Ten of Gardens gives me like, it looks too, I don't know what to say about it. The Ten of Earth, or the Two of Water with the two wolves. Obviously it's kind of doing something else, But yeah, what is this? Is this the strength card? No, it's not. Probably not. Knowing our luck, it's not. But it probably is. One of the cards, most of the cards that I did like were like the Magician, where it's like a mess of everything and looking like a Salvador Dali painting. Like the World, the High Priestess, or the Priestess. But yeah, I'm trying to find certain cards. Like, let's see which ones. Like the Tower, that's another good one. The Seven of Tides is a good depiction. But that's like how I view the Seven of Cups. One of the cards I do not like. I hate balloons. I'm sorry, I just don't like balloons. No, absolutely not. No, not at all what I'm saying. Not at all what I'm saying. No. The amount of times people have pronounced my last name as Palmer, it makes me want to rip out my teeth. It's I hate it. Oh yeah, the Delhi Tarot. Yeah, that's a good one. That's cool. Yeah. Like I'm trying to see what else. Like I'm trying to find those exact cards. Maybe it's like the too surrealist aspect of it. I don't know. Like obviously with the five of cups, or the five of water, the five of tides, I should say, you see a pregnant woman with in a graveyard. That's very very five of cups. We get it. So we have fire. We have the hot air balloon. That's lines up quite a bit with the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's like it lines up with Rider-Waite-Smith quite a bit, but then it doesn't in other moments. And it's like either go all the way or stay consistent. And it's like go all the way weird and do something different. Like I love the Hanged Man, but it's no. No. Yeah, that's my argument. Yeah, no. But one of the things that I don't like about it is war. Honestly, I think, I hate it. Ugh, gross. Stop. Ill. But one of the things I don't like about it is the Emperor being, depicted or being changed to war, because that's how I view the Tower, and that's, you know what I mean, in a way, if that makes sense, kind of, I would rather have replaced the Tower with war, maybe, but even then, war is like so. I think war in and of itself is kind of like a weird archetypal idea. It's maybe right. I have to look into the ideas surrounding war itself and how it's presented, or how occultists would have viewed war, in a spiritual way. But a lot of that would probably fall into like spiritual bypassing and shit like that. But for the most part, it's like it's just like war for the Emperor just doesn't make sense for me. Because the number 4 is so stable and structured, and then like to call it war, it's like it's I don't know. There's something weird to that, but it's a lot of like projection as and upholding, the and perpetuating the idea that men are only violent and only can perpetuate violence and aggression and all that, which is true in our patriarchal society. It's the only way that men are and were allowed to express any emotions, but it's just but the Emperor, I think, is where you kind of can change that and break away that toxic masculinity stigma in a way. It's kind of like bad if you do, bad if you don't, kind of. No, that's not right. You know what I mean? There's something to this card of the Emperor being changed to war. It just doesn't just doesn't vibe right, you know. I remember when I was unboxing, well, where is it? Here it is. The White Newman Tarot. Pardon in advance for being in and out on and off keyboard. Emperor as war in Japanese. What I say? In some ways, I get it. In some ways, I get it as well. It's like because I see the Emperor as like the warlord, but it's like but there's a difference between the warlord and war itself. It's like, because again, war in and of itself, it's just so violent and it's so aggressive, and it's like, and obviously it doesn't look the same today. Well, no, I take that back, you know. But to remove that, you know, aspect of structure and organization to just like, oh, it's a necessity. No, it's not, you know. I think that's just more like projecting, you know, the idea that war is a necessary thing for order and structure. It's like, not at all, you know. Well, some cases it is, but, you know, but it's like, that's a whole nother thing, you know, because I don't want to be all, you know, like what's the term, bleeding heart or something. I don't know. But you know, I was remembering that Shane from Read the Wonder, he was commenting on, you know, when I was showing the cards in this deck and getting the idea that, you know, this deck hated men in some way. And I never got that, you know. It's, you know, I see how, I don't know what it was, but to me, I never got that. You know, it was mostly because of this card, the Seven of Swords. And there's like so much going on in this image, you know. There's always more to this image, to the Seven of Swords, than what one would expect. And it's like, you see the two different hands, you see the sword at the neck, you see the expression on his face, the plant surrounding him, and the other side. It's there's so much to it. But anyways, moving on. And then you have the Emperor here, you know. We're going into shadow, or whatever you call it, territory. I think there is something there probably for me to look at with, you know, masculinity and all that. You know, so here we have this Emperor, you know, focused with the blood on his hands, steaming off, you know. I believe, like he said, like, I think she mentions that, like, the power of the sword is like heating up and burning his hands and burning the blood and making it evaporate or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And there's so much and it's like, yeah. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into it because I do want to save it for a different discussion when it comes to the patriarchy and masculinity and toxic masculinity, and how, you know, the tarot kind of doesn't give, you know, or, you know, some feminist, you know, decks don't give men a chance, at least in some of the imagery. But on the other hand, men have always been given the chance, you know, they've always been given the benefit of the doubt. But like I said, for another day. But for the most part, I'm not a big fan of war as the Emperor, you know, as the only aspect, you know, because it just simplifies it to just one thing. And it's like, that's why I like the where is it, the Emperor in the Intuitive Tarot, where it does show the dark side of, you know, the Emperor and all that, but, you know, it still shows the structure as well. It does both, if that makes sense, you know, if I can find it. Let's see here. Where are you? Where are you? Of course, it's going to be at the end or at the top. There it is. So not only do you see like the Industrial Revolution and all that. Hello, Maria, by the way. I'm not sure if I said hi. And you see, you know, the advancements in technology, but you also see like war, and you see the atomic bomb, and you see, I believe, you know, subjugation and all that. You know, and it goes more into probably power dynamics, probably. You know, what is that one part right there? I don't know. Anyways. All right. Hi. Okay. Bye, Benabel. Go deal with your with family stuff then. um, but yeah, uh, it's just I don't know to limit it to just, you know, to just it'd be the same as just, you know, if you know, Silicon Way just illustrated this as, you know, as the atomic bomb, or, you know, the scene with the tank right here. And what is that? That's a I don't want to say I don't want to but, you know, it's the guy that stops the tank. You know, he stands in front of the tank and he doesn't let it pass through, whatever. I don't know what happened after, but, you know, I'm not sure. But, you know, it's that very iconic image that a lot of people show. But yeah. But you see that there's more to it than just that, to the archetype, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, there's just something to that. To just limiting it as that, you know, almost the same as like showing the Empress as pregnant. You know, it's like in the Rider-Waite-Smith is kind of insinuated, but it's not expressively said. And if it is, it's only ever like in the occult sense that she is pregnant with Malkuth, I believe, the world, because she's like a representation of Binah, you know. And she's like in Golden Dawn, she's like the crossbar at the very top, you know, of the supernals, about to give birth to the rest of the tree, the rest of the 7 Sephiroth and all that. So it's, you know, but to say that she is pregnant and to limit her to just pregnancy, you know. And so when you get the Emperor and instead it's war and it's always conflict and fighting and aggression and all that, you know, it's like, well, we have the 5 of Wands and we have the Tower. You know, that's one of the things I don't like to see is repetitive imagery, which is why I kind of don't like the 2 and the 3 of Wands. They look so similar. It's like it's the same shit, you know. Let's see. I feel like I don't like Rider-Waite Tarot anymore. It isn't doing it for me anymore. It's a great starting point, but I think it is like, again, I think it was a deck that if Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith were given more time and they had more back and forth, I think we'd have a more a better deck, my opinion, you know, like because again, with how it was made and in such, I believe it was made in like such a short rushed time, not rushed, but in such a short time, you know, that it didn't really, you know, I think she made, you know, she could have gone back and fixed a few things, like the lions on the Queen of Wands throne, like, you know, or what else? I'm not sure what else. But yeah, what else? What else is there? I can't think of any other. But Jabarutse is one of the biggest ones because of that war card. I just can't, you know, because it's in a perpetual state of chaos, I guess, in the depiction. I think because it needs to show that it needs to hint at that, you know, like almost like, I think a better depiction would be like a battlefield with or a field with crops growing, with like remnants of a battlefield or hints to a battlefield, almost like the trenches that are still around from World War I in Europe and all that, you know. You know how the grass has grown over it, but the scars of that is still there, you know. Something like that, you know. But I don't want it to that, but then you'd have to be careful not to let, you know, the vegetation and all that, you know, go into too much of like fertility and production and all that, because that's the Empress to me, you know. Is Dreams of Gaia any good? I still haven't really worked with it. It's so unique that I haven't really dived into it, because that's one that, like, yeah, it also has some Rider-Waite-Smith influences in it, but really it's kind of so unique that it's yeah, it requires its own time and attention away from other stuff, for me to focus on it, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's so whether it's good, I'm not sure. There are a few things in it that I have read that I don't really agree with, but there's something to it, as what I do like is that it shows the three aspects in two different genders, at least, where you have the youth and the maiden, and then you have, well, the word youth doesn't really sound right. That is one thing I'm coming to terms with, is that the word youth is kind of gender neutral, and then once you make maiden the equivalent of the youth, then that means you make youth masculine. That doesn't, no, youth to me could be either masculine or feminine, or neither. It's neither, actually. I need the deck to show you, but what I do like is that you do get the mother and the father, and then you also see the crone and the sage. What the difference is between the two, I'm not sure. Again, I'd have to look into it, but again, it's interesting to see that the three stages of life, almost, because you even have the child, and then you have young adult, teenager to young adult, and then like adult to adult midlife right there, and then you have old age, and yeah. So yeah, let's see. Hello, Leah Duors. So yeah, again, it's its own thing. I like what again, another deck that I like what they did with the court cards, but again, it really does require its own thing. Ravenfield should do a video series on that, discussing it and talking about it, and or do a course on it. Maybe she has. I don't know, because it's so unique in a way. There are some, like I said, there are still some Rider-Waite-Smith influences in it, but yeah. Moving on. Any other decks? Not that I can. I was gonna say El Goliath, but I've already talked about that deck more than enough. What else? I'm not sure. What else? I need other suggestions. I kind of went into it with Japaritse, but yeah, nothing else. I'm just looking at it now. It's just so yeah. Anyways. And we have dead air again. Always dead air. Oh no, this is the opened one. I was like, I have 2 bottles of water, and you have 2 wolves inside you. 2 bottles of water. 1 you've already started. 1 you shouldn't touch yet until you finish the first one. So yeah. So yeah, I should have gotten a list of decks, but this is very impromptu, not very focused. As you can tell with when I was discussing the Emperor and the Emperor and the Japaritse, there's so much to that it's like I can't because yeah, war is not something that should be taken lightly. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think of any other ones, but I can't think of it. I know there's a few on Kickstarter that I saw. I'm like, why is this being made? I'd say like I'd say maybe like all those Rider-Waite-Smith clones. I always talk about that with why there's so many. Like, oh, it's just Pamela Coleman Smith's line work with different colors. You know, Carol Hertzer's on thin ice at this point for me, but but she at least does something. I don't know where she just has a very like nice eye for color, the so-called dirty Pam. I don't know why it's like, it's just I don't get it. Like I just don't like. Sure, I have like 4 different ones, but honestly, I only use like 2 of them. Really, only one. But yeah, we don't need any more. We don't need any more. And every time I see like the US games announce another one, I'm like, another one? Really? Really? Okay. Like that's what we're doing. That's what we got to work with. That's what we got to look forward to, when there's like, tons of decks that should be reprinted. Like Tarot of the Sephiroth. Well, Tarot of the Sephiroth. I will say Tarot of the Sephiroth, the major arcana are really cool, but the minor arcana is kind of mid. Like I wish they kind of did something different, something more interesting other than just like what. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. Pagan Otherworlds ain't that unique, okay? Because Tarot of the Sephiroth did it before that with the pip icons like acting out as the Rider-Waite-Smith, play out, because there's so many of the cards that I'm like, yeah, that looks totally like Rider-Waite-Smith just without people. And so Pagan Otherworlds, I mean, like people always like praise that for it, and I'm like, so do I sometimes, but it's like, but then I see that deck and I'm like, no, oh no, and I just made that connection. Where do I have it? I have it there. Should I get it? I should get it. I'm gonna get it so I can show it. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. Is this it? I think this is it. Yes. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful deck, but it's beautiful, but it lacks substance. But I guess the substance comes from the people reading the decks. So like, yeah, because here we have the 6 of Wands. So we have the laurel of victory right there. To kind of hint at that. But I think honestly, it should I think all of the cards should be like this, more like this design here, with very symmetrical and all that. With that, here's the 6 of discs. Okay, so this one's not so bad, and I say it's sort of like that, but then we have the 9. Let me see, I'm trying to find another one. Okay, maybe I was wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I swear there's like quite a few cards in here. Because it is mostly Thoth-ish. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. 7 of discs. AFK? AFK was what? What's that? Like I don't know why. Like it just right away, like it just the right away says about people. Why the shovel? Like I get it, but it's like, come on, like, and then this, it's just like it's Thoth. Do something different. I don't know. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, here's the 7 of Swords, also very almost looking like almost like the 8 of Swords in the Thoth. Oh, away from keyboard. I'm like, oh, okay. With the different types of swords there, and then but yeah. Anyways. I think it's just that what was it, the Seven of Pentacles that made me think like, oh, it's just Rider-Waite-Smith without all that. Anyways, let's see. I would like someone to make something like Marielle with a more clear guidebook. I honestly, yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's what's really needed. Here we go. Look at the eight of discs. You know, okay, you know, different enough, but you know, it's like I don't know. And then the court cards are kind of also like I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the court cards. I wish the banners were more interesting than just, you know, solid field of color and then, you know, the sign that rules, you know, Leo and Virgo or something. I wish that they did something different, you know, because it's just so much empty space there on that flag. It's like you could have put anything. It's empty space. Fill it with something that is representative of the king of whatever that was. I think it was the king of discs. Um, but yeah, but honestly, you can learn a lot about what the Marielle is talking about through other sources, especially the older sources like but you know, like what was it? I want to say like Worth and the Napal Tarot and uh you know, other decks that blend the older stuff with the Golden Dawn tradition, you know. But honestly, like mythology is also what you got to look into, but again, she's not very clear with the mythology in that guidebook most of the times. But yeah, someone just needs to make a understanding the Marielle Tarot, and I'm like, I want to, but I'm not sure like the ins and outs of how to do that, you know, of what would be like the legal or the, you know, the proper way of going about that, you know. You know, because it is a deck that is still rather new, and honestly, I feel like Mary White could, well, I'm not sure. I don't know is how good of a writer Mary White is, because you know, as beautifully written as the guidebook is, it's not very practical. And I think first and foremost, a guidebook should be practical and helpful, and you know, something more artistic and beautiful should be something else, you know. Maybe you can make it. Maybe I can. Maybe I should. You know, it's maybe Maria, maybe there are a few people who have made video series on it or have started making it, and they've done really good jobs of pointing out some interesting things, and they're making clear some of the ideas and some of the cards. But sometimes sometimes it's they can't pull it off, or they don't follow through. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with some of them, or if I'm not sure. I haven't seen much else, or maybe I just forgot to, you know, to keep up. But yeah, it's you know, it's so many other things just got in the way of me wanting to revisit that video series, that it's like one day hopefully, and that'll be probably like the last thing I upload, probably that Marielle video series. Who knows, because again, you know, there's only so much you can say, you know. But yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, because I will say, like, after all that I've learned and studied on the tarot, my approach or my perspective on the Marielle has changed a lot from when I first read with it. You know, if I look like, there's a flow to it that I've kind of lost, and I kind of want to get back. But hopefully I can get it back. But who knows? Who knows? It still reads well, and I like that it's so different. But it's just, again, I have to refresh it and, you know, revisit it, and, you know, and reestablish what I've come to learn of that deck. You know, I think maybe like all my Golden Dawn correspondence studies have like pushed it out of the way. You know, pushed out of the way like the Marielle meanings that I know, or how to interpret the imagery in the Marielle. I'm not sure, you know, but hopefully if I do make that video series, it'll get back to me, if that makes sense. But anyways, how is everybody doing? We have 9 people in the chat. This is like a highlight for me. This is a highlight for me. I'm peaking. You know, it's Friday night. What's going on? Did Gail end up going out? He probably did because he's not in here anymore. I'm trying to think of other things, but yeah, of other decks, but none come to mind. But watch, someone's gonna mention one, and then I'm gonna be reminded of another, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, totally that one. No, dead air. Here we are with the dead air again. I'm at Hard Rock Tampa sleeping. Almost, of course, Veronica Jude. You know, always with her insomnia. How are you, Veronica Jude? It's been so long. Hard Rock Tampa. Hard Rock Tampa sleeping. Where is that? Nope, don't know. Also, Veronica, I saw that Shadowscapes that you posted on, what was it? I think you shared it on both Facebook and Instagram. Where did you get that? How did you get your hands on that format? Because that's the right size that the Shadowscape should be in. You know, because the imagery is so small. You know what? That's another one. Shadowscapes shouldn't have been printed like that. Should have been made, just not in that size. You know, it's just, you know, I think it should be reprinted. I think it should be, this size seems about right. Yeah, you know, like the nameless one. You know, I think that should be the size of the card, you know. Not this, but this, you know. Good coming back, I swear. It's just nuts now. I did that. You did that. So like what do you mean you did that? So wait, is Veronica Judy coming back? You know, is the Tarot Collector Queen coming back? Did you ever finish that reading room that you were making, or no? Oh, scan then filter then print. Yeah, I am. Yeah, you are. I don't think YouTube's ready, Veronica. I don't think YouTube can handle it. You know. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's Florida. I mean, I'm like, you are in Florida. Wow. That's story. That's a story time right there. That's a clickbaity story time that's gonna get all the views, Veronica. Trust me. If you want to share that, and and capitalize it capitalize off of it from YouTube. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. Hopefully you don't lose any decks throughout the move. I mean, that's one thing. I think I've only ever like almost lost a deck like every now and then, but that's mostly because I have too many to keep track of. So yeah. Let's see. I hate the suburbs. Getting a bungalow downtown Orlando, hopefully. Oh, that's nice. I have no idea what that's like, but sure. That's good. That's good. I told you my life is nuts. No, I keep it about tarot. Okay. But I mean, like, it's about your tarot room that you were doing. Like, I was full on like looking, but I was like, what is it gonna look like? What are we gonna have? What's it gonna be like? I was looking forward to it. Tragic. But anyways, yeah. All right, fine then. Keep your secrets. Do you have this deck, Veronica? I feel like it's something that I don't know. I feel like it's something that you would have. I don't know why. Who works with sigils? How do people work with sigils? Let's get off topic here. Who works with sigils? How do y'all work with sigils? Who does sigil crafting? Well, what is it? Oh, I hate that house now, so I'm ready to move on. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good that you're able to. You already found a place then. This is the nameless one. It's a tarot and an oracle deck. It doesn't have a name. That's why it's the nameless one. It's huge though, and it comes with a massive book. But I was like, I feel like what I think should have been done. What would be cool? That I think was a missed opportunity. Is to have the cards around and have the sigils over a top and with the imagery kind of fitted into there, because again, I'm of the idea that you don't need the suit icons. Though what I do like here, if you see here, the suits have like little things going on in the, like here in the coins, you see like crow skull or bird skull, candles there, swirling things, and an animal skull. And then you see the books there, which I think the main thing that you got to take from it is the quill and the scrolls, the pens, the books, the skull with the candle and the cat, not necessarily the suit icons. Another one here, like, again, the main feature is the cat resting on the pillow, but of course the cups kind of also layer on something, but it's like, it's the 7 of cups. I wouldn't put, I feel like in this case, I feel like the sleeping cat, right? Is it the 7? No, I take that back. It's the 9. Yeah, 9 of cups. I can't count. The 9 of cups. Yeah, then no, if it's the 9 of cups, then I actually kind of feel like the cat sleeping on a pillow. That makes perfect sense. Though also the number of cats, kind of a little bit too much, but again, here's strength. And as you can see, it's, I think the main focus would be this right here. The fierce. I can't do this right. Oh, come on, go up, go this way, then that's the main feature. Everything else is just kind of, obtuse, irrelevant. I'd say like move the sigil down and right here, and then make the image that and round, if that makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I feel like I'd be so bold as to get another one, get that giant hole punch. It should fit this, and hole punch out the sigils you know. Supposedly portals. Okay. So I just heard that you need to be careful with sigils because you can bring a bad spirit or negative energy because they're supposedly portals. People said the same thing about tarot, you know, that each tarot card is a portal to something. And it's like I was like, where, you know? But I guess that could be done if you have that sigil, but it depends on the types of sigils, because this really isn't those types of sigils, if that makes sense. There are those sigils that are like angelic sigils, and I think even also like uh also from the Goetia demonic sigils, if I'm not mistaken. um so yeah, let's see. He's like, do you really use round decks? No. I would like to, though. I have two, but actually I have three. Scratch that. Right, are these the only round decks that I have? Right, these are it. I think this is it. Yeah. um but yeah, I got the Kim Kranz one. I feel like people just don't know how to work a round deck, how to design a round deck. Okay, good night, Veronica Jude. Get some sleep. Yes, it's like every time. It's like she always stays up so late. You know, some of them just you know, why is there an up and a down? And you know, make it as non-reversible as possible. You know that, you know what I mean? Um, you know, so here's the storm. This one's kind of like, you know, I feel like, I don't know, like maybe if it didn't have titles or something. I don't know, because I like this one. I like Gnosis because it's not fully, you know, reversible. Some Sorry, go. You can watch it back in, you know, later, Veronica, or something. I don't know. Yeah. Um Direction. Yeah, but it's like I like, if it's gonna be round, I prefer more mandala like designs on here, you know. Like this one's kind of cool. Like this one kind of works. The empty room, you know, how it goes. It's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like here it's a hallway now, like a door at the end of a hallway. Here it's just, it's again, it's an empty room. But here, you know what I mean? Yeah, here we have the nectar, you know, that one's kind of, you know, okay. This one's kind of, you know, just as it is, you know. Yeah, there. Find the video I did. Jeez. Oh yeah. Let's see. Is that deck good? It kind of, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I haven't worked with it enough to really give it a good assessment. You know, I'll try to use it, but again, I mostly just got it to have to complete the collection of Kim Kranz, because she is releasing her alchemy deck, which is going to be her last deck, apparently. So yeah, it's like here we have the self, like, you know, I would like, how would you depict the self in a symmetrical way, you know? I can't wrap my head around those decks, around round ones. Yeah, they kind of, it takes a certain way to kind of read them. I think, I don't know, you have to have the right temperament to read them, or I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, the only other, I have one tarot that's round. That's the Dior tarot. Hello, shout out. Let's flaunt. Let's show off. Let's flex. You know. You know. But even this one doesn't really have the fully round imagery. You know, like only some of the minor arcana. Only some. Most of the minor arcana, like this. You know. But even then, it's like, you know, I want it balanced. Um, Like, here's, what is this? The Queen of Wands. Also, I want it colored in. Here's the 9 of Coins. You know, someone with some geometry and math skills should design a round pip deck, you know? Yeah, and in that case, I wouldn't even read reversals or even directions. I would just use the card as, you know, the thing itself. You know, there is no up or down, there is no reversed or inverted or altered meaning or directional layering onto it. You know, not that, like Veronica Ju said, it's not that there's anything bad with it. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it really works that way. I sometimes use directions in my readings as well, because sometimes it's like, oh, there's a progress, there's a procession going on here. You can totally see that. But, you know, in terms of like, you know, up and down, it's just, I think it's like the card just needs to be itself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the off balance thing. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be like here. Here's another deck, Veronica Jude, if you're still watching. Here's the deck that you should, you know, get that whole giant hole punch and go at it. Where is she? Here she is. Is the Ashira Tarot. But of course, some of these cards are like, where would you hole punch this, you know, to make it round? But the Minor Arcana, look at this. Like, check this out. Like, imagine just the circle of, you know, the 5 Pentacles, you know, cut off everything else. I can't, you know, just do that, you know. Or here, perfect, another one, you know, perfect circle right there. You know, do more of this, people. Come on. Yeah, here's the 7 of Discs, even though you lose the giant sickles at the top. But if you did the 7 skulls right there, maybe, I don't know, something. Here's another one. Again, you can just cut that out right there. That circle right there. Look at that. The Wheel and the 9 of Swords. Like, hello. Even squared off, but definitely, yeah, like, it just begs to be put in a circle. You know, Ashira, Sarah Wheatley, if you're watching, please. Yeah, here's the 10 of Swords. If you can somehow get the dove and the bat in there, you know, it would cut off the wings, but still, you know, or the sun. Honestly, you just need the sun. It would be a creepy little face and a round thing. Just the sun, you know. Court cards would be a little different. Court cards would be difficult, you know. How would you do court cards in a circle, you know? Would you even do court cards? What would you do? You know? That's the issue. You know, here's the 9 of Cups, right? No, 6 of Cups. You know, I think that's what people forget with, like, round decks. They should have a, find a focal, the main point, and then just do, just make, like the line, this center line should be the main point, and then everything else, you know, round. Look at, like, the Queen of Cups. That would work out. You know. 3 of Cups. This is one that you would have issues with, but either way. Yeah, they don't need symmetry. I want the symmetry. That's just it. I want symmetry with it. Like, look at this. You know, this card is crazy. Avert your eyes. Let them adjust. You know, look at that. Like, come on. These have to be put into round versions. But anyways, enough of that. Enough of that. Oh, no. I wouldn't get rid of the core cards. No, I like core cards too much. I'd find something else. I'd you know, core cards would have to be something else. You know, it'd be somehow, if we want to keep it simply as how the core cards are. So, like, for example, you'd have to look at expressions of the elements. So, for example, the Queen of Cups, that's water of water, or the Queen of Wands, water and fire. But of course, you'd have to look at how, like, let's say, like the Knight of Cups, which is, night, fire, cups, water, night, find that and find how that's expressed and how that changes. But of course, the Knight of Cups, I kind of like to view as the romantic, as the Romeo, as, he likes, but so if I were to think of that, like fire and water mixing, it's like, oh, you got steam, or boiling water, or I don't know, like fire above water or something like that. I don't know. Somehow you'd have to illustrate that, and that wouldn't really come off as either or. That wouldn't really come off as, the most romantic of depictions. I don't know, but yeah, Queen of Cups, you find some way to do like water of water, something like that, or go with astrological correspondences and do like, Queen of Cups is first 2 degrees of last 2 degrees of Cancer. No, I do it wrong. I always get these wrong. It's the last degree of the previous sign, so it'd be like the first degree of Gemini with the last 2 degrees of Cancer. I think that's the Queen of Cups. Or like Aries is first degree of Pisces, 2 degrees of Aries or something like that. Find a way to do that. Or just do Aries, do the ram and somehow do symbolism with that, and do that. Scorpio, Queen of Cups. Yeah, I like the King of Cups, for myself, but I do love a Queen of Cups too. I like the cup court cards in general, except for the Knight. No, sometimes the Knight can be depicted really well. I also like the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page, Queen and King of Cups and Pentacles. I like the Wands and the Swords. I really don't care for. Maybe the Knight of Wands. That's just me. I find the Knight of Wands very attractive. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. What could it be? I don't know. Not in the Rider-Waite Smith. I'm thinking of like other depictions, like in Sasora Ibito. Like, I like it. So yeah. So what would you do if you got? I wouldn't get rid of court cards. I like them too much. Even though they're a bitch to read sometimes. Like, I hate it when I get all court cards in a reading, because I'm like, how do I read this? Because my opposite, the Knight of Pentacles, and it works. That wouldn't really be the, well, would it be? No, right? No, Knight of Pentacles, that wouldn't be super opposite from the Queen of Cups. I feel like that would work really well, because the Knight of Pentacles is very observant and looking. So is the Queen of Pentacles. She's also very observant, just in a different way. And also with like how watery she is, she'd be able to bring water to, fire and earth, bring, with that energy and that stability and that, that material aspect in the world, and water brings in life and soul and heart into things, to create, in a way, to make life grow. So yeah. Yeah, by personality types, we are the opposites, but in a good way. That's good. That's good. When will I find that? I'm just kidding. INFJ, ESTP. I don't know. I always like to say. I'm a IDA GF. No, it's a ID. I fuck it up because I can't get the letters right. IDGAF. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I am. Every time I hear people say I'm this in the Myers-Briggs, and I'm like, mm-hmm. That's what I do them just saying. Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, we are probably going to cut this live stream short because, again, didn't have anything really planned to talk about here, as I usually do, but didn't have anything fully fleshed out to make a focused live stream. So who knows if this live stream will stay up or not? Because very unfocused, very random chat today. The counselor and the doer. Oh, okay. Again, I don't see how that's so opposite. I feel like that's like, because again, the doer, because I guess the doer sounds very reactionary, and the counselor can help. It can sometimes be a little too like not very active and do anything, kind of takes a step back a little too much. But the doer is kind of like, if they work together, they can become more responsive rather than reactive, and can make a really great team, I think, just going off of that. Because it's more like a matter of, yeah, girl, go to sleep. I'm getting tired too. I'm gonna take a shower and go to sleep right now. So yeah. 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 So yeah, there we go. Pretty slow chat today. Itchy nose. As you can't say I'm up this way, just saying hi. All right, hi and bye, sunshiny day. Yeah, I'm probably gonna log off of this live stream pretty soon, because yeah, unless something changes. No, we're probably gonna cut it soon. Because I feel it. I feel myself getting tired. And also, not much of a conversation. Like I said, very unprepared and not much, to really say. Like I said, if I had a list of decks, I would have gone through them and talked about them, but I didn't. So yeah, this will be better for another more thought out live stream. But here I am, being very impulsive as always. Good night, sunshiny day. It's funny to say that. Yeah, sunshiny day, and it's nighttime. Good night. Where's my phone? I have it charging over there. I just remembered. Ugh, I have to go get it because I finished this thing. Oh, Nothing much, Sid. It's been a slow live stream. That's what it is. Yeah. Because I was like, I should go live to keep the consistency, but honestly, I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about, and I don't want to do readings. So yeah, probably tomorrow I'll do readings. So yeah, I'll probably set up a live. So yeah, what shouldn't have been printed? Honestly, I said Jafarutse. I said I mentioned I offhand just El Goliath. What else? Any Rider-Waite Smith clone. Read now. No, I'm tired. I had a busy day, even though I kind of had like for the most part a free day. I was still doing stuff. Like I had to help my mom take the dogs to the vet. I had to, do a bunch of running around, take care of yeah. So yeah, it's wow. Sit. Yeah, it's I just yeah. What else? What else did we say? I can't remember what else I said. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, nothing much here. So we're probably gonna cut it short here, and probably go live tomorrow night. Just like everyone else's Friday. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. We're gonna cut it off short here. So what are you reading? What do you mean? What am I reading? What? I said I'm cutting it off short. I'm tired. Probably the same time, probably late. Maybe I'll try and go live earlier. No, not late actually, because no, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'll schedule something. I'll schedule something. You'll see. I'll go live when I go live. Get that notification bell on. So what do you mean by what am I reading? Auguries ready to books. I'm reading Paths of Wisdom right now. Short. You've been on for 81 minutes. That isn't short. No, it isn't short, but relative to the usual 2 to 3 hours that I'm on, so yeah. But yeah, I've been reading Paths of Wisdom by John Michael Greer. I think that's his name. So yeah, that's what I've been reading, and really nothing much else. Mostly reading because I kind of have to. Doing a little chat with Lady Knight of Avalon, and I'm very behind, but I'm sure I can catch up. So yeah, I gotta hop off. So yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Let's see. Oh, that's a very good book. I read through most of it, just skipped over one chapter because I was like, I don't need to read this. I don't care enough about this. So yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I go live again. Auguries, enjoy that Robert M. Place book. It's really good. Honestly, just the first half of it is like probably a great introduction to magic and divination in general, or fortune telling in general. Divination, fortune, yeah, all of that. Numerology as well. It's so good. A great introduction for anyone that wants to understand anything about anything that is even tarot adjacent, So yeah, thank you everyone for coming by, and I will see you all tomorrow because it's Saturday and I have nothing planned. So yeah, don't insult my pillowcases. They actually do. Let me see if I can. They really do. Okay. I'm like, it's just plaid. That's what this is called. This is called tarot brain rot. No offense, I have it too. No. Okay, now I'm gonna stay to talk shit about this. I'm just kidding. I really don't care about Eurovision. Okay, no, for real. I'm Bye everyone. It is a Eurovision. Oh, thank God. It should have been yesterday. Anyways. Bye everyone. That's the next slide. That's the next topic. Tarot brain rot. Tarot brain rot. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the next chat. I'm gonna put a pin on it. Okay, for real. Bye everyone.